Hi, I'm Dianne Kraft. I'm going to give you another tip on how to teach children how to read. Remember, we said there are 4 reading components: eye tracking, sight words, phonics or phonemic awareness, and reading comprehension. Let's look at that phonemic awareness program. When I work with my families in my consultation practice, I have found that most families have about 4 or even 5 phonics programs they have used with their children. They're all very good programs, but for these children they didn't work. Why? Because they were black and white, auditory, multiple repetitions, or they had them write it out. None of those worked for them. The writing gate was blocked with the dysgraphia, so the writing didn't get it in the long-term memory. Saying them, these children have a severe auditory processing problem, so they couldn't remember the sounds. So this is what we did with our phonics cards, knowing that the right brain is a long-term memory, the left brain is a short-term memory. The left brain is auditory, black and white, repetition. The right brain long-term memory is color, picture, weird, humor, and emotion. So we chunked them together. The key to getting a child to remember a sound is embedding. We take the left brain data, which is the letter or the phoneme, and we put the right brain picture directly on that letter, the one that gives the sound. The way the brain works is it takes a picture of the sound unit. For example, let's say that typically we might have, let's say, for just the vowel sounds, they might have the picture of an octopus, and on top they'll have the O. We found that when we embed the O on the octopus, they look at that with their camera. Remember, we're going to teach in a right brain manner, whether they're right brain or not. Why right brain? Because the left brain auditory wave wasn't working. So whether they're right brain or not, we use this as plan B. So they're going to now, they take a picture of the O on top of the octopus, and next time they see an O, it always will be a unit. It'll come with the picture. We do this the same thing. We have AU, AW, we put it directly embedded on the picture of a saw. So I remember Eric Rodriguez was an 8th grader, and he told me, Mrs. Kraft, I used to guess at all those words with AU in it. Now whenever I see a word and I'm reading and it has AU in it, I immediately see the picture of the saw. So we teach to their camera, their camcorder the whole time. So when they see AU in a long word or AW, it immediately comes up with the saw, so they know how to tackle a word. All of my guys were word guessers because they didn't know the decoding units. This is not for spelling. We'll have a video later on how to teach spelling using the photographic memory. Spelling doesn't usually follow these rules. There are too many rules for them to follow for my dyslexic students. So what I wanted to do is do ruleless phonics. For just another example, we put the OU. Remember, many cards will have the picture of the cow and then OU, OW on the bottom. The OU, OW would go in the left brain, the picture would go in the right brain, and the two would never meet again. We need to chunk it together. They're going to look at the OU, OW in their mind's eye. It'll always come up with a picture of a cow. And sometimes parents say, no, I just pinch my child when the OU is there, so they remember. He said, great, if they follow them along to college to do that, that will work. But otherwise, you need to put things in the long-term visual memory, and this is what does it. If the I-R-E-R-U-R, we read it, we see it's like the bird, so they remember that. Or the A-R, they'll say they can't remember the sound, we put it on the picture of a car. Or the I-G-H on the picture of a knight. Many times we teach them rules which are auditory. We say, remember, first of all does the talking, next of all does the walking. Well, my children have an auditory processing problem. They can't remember talking, walking, so put it on the picture. OA goes on the picture of a boat. So whenever they see OA together, do you see how the picture immediately comes up? And they can sound out words. We use this along with the Right Brain Phonics reading book that reads long words with the decoding unit in color. But this is the key to teaching the sound so they finally stick. We embed them together, and we always keep them out in front of them. So when they're reading, they always see. So they know that if they see something with 2 O's or EW in it, they're going to try boo as in boot. What about the exceptions? We teach them as sight words. So AY is A. When we teach it in this manner, they remember them. They love EA for eat. They remember that, and they aren't then just so thrown by how to read long words because they see it even when it isn't in color. The Right Brain Phonics reading book that we teach with has the decoding unit in color as pictures, but after that they can read it black and white in anything they want. This was one of the tools I used to get a 2-year growth in reading in my bright, hardworking kids who were more than 2 or more years behind in reading. My favorite way to teach a struggling reader is using right brain teaching strategies. It's so easy for them when they see the picture with the sound right on it, and they can read words with the decoding unit in color like we use in the Right Brain Phonics book. I have many parents and teachers who show me and tell me that they can make that 2-year growth in a year using a completely different method than we have in any other curriculum. I'm going to read some of those emails to you that I get from parents so that you can hear the success that they have.